am a narcissist's worst nightmare. At this point, they don't want to fuck with me. Matrix grandparents cannot perceive the way that you unconditionally love your child as doing them a service to their well-being. Instead, they view unconditional love as spoiling the child or raising them wrong. As a conscious parent and generational curse breaker, you notice that parents think that we're supposed to be okay with them interfering with our parenting because they raised us. But see, the problem comes in when you are conscious of the way that they treated you growing up and you establish boundaries for yourself, and now you're reinforcing those same boundaries to protect your children, and they don't know how to perceive that. So what they'll do is say things to you to make you feel bad, to let your guards down, and basically gaslight you to say, I couldn't have did a bad job if I raised you. Yeah, barely. You did the bare minimum. Housed me, bathed me, clothed me, and provided shelter for me. Emotionally, I was neglected. Anytime I came to you about my feelings, you turned into a robot. You didn't understand nothing I was saying. You shut it down. You thought that beating me with whips and belts all day long was parenting. I got a scratch on my forehead right now. A mark on my forehead right now from getting whooped with a broomstick with the metal part in the middle. The broomstick was broken half, got whooped with it, and it came down on my face too hard, and it caused me to have to get stitches. Because matrix parents believes that abuse is the way to raise the child, to get them to fall in line. So when you come along with your conscious parenting and unconditionally loving your children, and you believe that your children deserve as humans to have choices, they deserve to be heard, now you become a problem, right? To the dynamic. I also find it strange that it is so crazy how toxic people process how you love and show affection to your children as a problem. Oh, you're going to spoil them. You need to put them down. No, I'm holding my child because they're crying and they need my attention. They need to be attended to. No, let them cry. It's good for their lungs. No, that's causing them stress unnecessarily. It's scientifically proven that children cry because some type of need is not being met. And according to my own experience with raising children who are very calm in nature, as infants, toddlers, my babies are not crybabies. So that means, to me, that was my proof that I was doing something right for the well-being, overall well-being of my child by attending to their every need. That is the mother's job.
With milk.
That is literally the child's way of communicating with their first God, which is their mother. And it is supposed to be the mother's natural nature to be able to provide a solution for the need of that child with grace. She is supposed to be able to provide that need and complete the need for the child, embracing that role as a mother with pride and joy, right? And that's exactly how I approach my children. And to people who cannot perceive that as love, what I notice is they'll either get jealous or they'll try to gaslight you into treating your child with unconditional love, or they'll just make these comments and it's like, what, you want me to hate my child? Like, make it make sense. That didn't affect me whatsoever, but it's just I noticed it, and it's like, I chose to attend to my children. And that's the thing. A lot of our parents had children for whatever reason, tax time probably, but for whatever reason, they keeping that man for whatever reason that made sense to them to have a child. It don't make no sense to me as to why parents have children just to abuse them, just to mistreat them, just to be uneducated on how to be a successful parent. And I'm not talking about, money. That, we have to do what we have to do in order to survive in this 3D realm. I'm talking about, how can you be a successful parent holistically for the child? How can you show up for the child mentally, emotionally, psychologically? What type of environment does this child need to have to feel safe? Most children cry, especially infants, uncontrollably when their emotional and mental state is disrupted. That could be by way of the environment. That could be the disconnection that they feel between their mother and themselves. Children can feel when they are not connected to their mother emotionally. Children are able to read body cues as infants. They could feel it. Infants are highly intelligent as infants. So it's trauma that causes the child to feel disconnected from the mother. It is the treatment of how that mother treats the child. And if you are like me and you are disconnecting from your matrix family, or have disconnected from your matrix family because of the trauma that they want to be able to pass down to your children, and they can't understand how toxic it is to not be available to your child holistically, emotionally. Emotional damage is detrimental to the well-being of the child, and they don't get that. So as a conscious parent to other conscious parents, my other fellow soul family conscious parents, keep doing what you're doing. Keep educating yourself. Keep showing up for yourself so that you can show up and be the best version for your children, because they deserve it. There is a lot going against you. There is a lot of, narcissistic people everywhere. You cannot shield your children from everything in the world, but you can set them up for success, and you can show them how to be critical thinkers, how to be emotionally present, how to read the room, how to pick up on when someone is abusing them, how to pick up on, when they're being mistreated, how to speak up, how to be confident when they speak up. All of these things are things that the matrix family dynamic does not want you to do. They don't want you to be your authentic self. They want you to be who they want you to be. So we're aiming to raise children who are themselves authentically and confidently, and they feel safe within themselves so that they can be themselves in the real world and fulfill their purpose and their destiny. So we're not allowing grandparents to dictate how we raise our children as conscious, emotionally intelligent beings. I will catch y'all in the next video. Ashe, soul family. One love.